This is the Block Party and Minecraft Podcast, episode 117. We're your hosts, Bearded Sloth.
And Little C.
It's getting kind of windy in here.
Prepare to be blown away.
Get all our info at theblockpartymc.com. Now let's get the block party started.
You really got to make the most cringy jokes every week, don't you?
I like
me
doing
to read.
It's funny. Do you even know why I said that?
Nope.
Why that correlates at all this week? Have you been paying attention to Minecraft at all this week?
Nope.
Oh, well, show's done. That was
Thanks for
easy.
listening. Bye, everyone.
So we did see on Minecraft Live what they're announcing.
The
breeze.
Ooh.
So it's getting kind of windy in here. See what I did there? See what I did there? See what I did there?
No, that gets a wah-wah. There we go. That's what you deserve.
I've been enjoying the snapshot that they released.
Again, I don't
can't
pay
wait till we get
attention
to it.
snapshots or betas or anything because I want it to be new.
It's kind of nice, though. I haven't played in it. I've just kind of look at it, see what they're doing, and, you know, it's nice to be informed. Plus, we've got a show to do. That's kind of why we're here, Little C.
That's your job. It's to make sure everyone knows the show notes. I block it out in my head so that way it's a surprise.
There is something to be said about having it a surprise or knowing. I do feel that something's being taken away by knowing. I have felt that with Minecraft. I don't have that surprise anymore.
Yeah, it's because we read the changelogs every week.
But I still get excited to learn about it.
Yeah, I mean,
but
it's
I kind of wonder. I wonder if that is why I don't get as excited for some of the things when they finally update.
I think it's because some of the things aren't as exciting as they used to be back in the day.
Well, that's part of it, too.
The whole oceans aren't getting updated or something.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've done, like, the Nether update was a big one. Even Caves and Cliffs, you know, they broke it up in separate parts, so it wasn't one big update. All right, let's get to what the listeners want to talk about this week. We do have comments for the show on our Discord. Find that channel. Please leave your comments. It's your show, listeners.
Do it. You guys got to do some work,
right now,
too.
Pause. You have a pause button. Pause. Go to our Discord. You can find it at theblockpartymc.com. Go to our Discord. Leave us comments for the show.
And because this is a audio-only podcast, you guys wouldn't know, but I just completely froze in real life, too, trying to make Bearded Sloth laugh. And now he's doing it to me.
Well, what's funny is I take out all the blank spaces. So even while we do this live, that's another reason to be on our Discord, is so you can listen to us live. You get
we do
some
all
of
kinds
those
of random bloopers.
Yeah, and we have spaces in between for added drama effect. Like that pause, but you didn't hear it because you listened to it afterwards.
So what we could do is, like, during a pause that we want, just every 3 seconds go, pause.
Pause. That's funny. Maybe we need, like, some kind of background music or something so it just picks it up.
No.
I don't know. Where am I going with this? Let's get to the listeners. I think that's more exciting than us just rambling on.
Yeah. Our first comment comes from Kangamar. Hi, guys. Just to answer your question from this week's episode, no, we don't really care about achievements, so playing on a realm with add-ons in experimental mode isn't an issue for us. They have extended the render distance on realms from 10 to 12, so that is slightly better, although I have played Minecraft with it set to 76 on a single-player world I had once. I could hear the fans on my PC from the next room.
I bet it was floating.
2 other animals we have in our realm due to the World Animals add-on are fireflies and butterflies. They add a great bit of atmosphere. The butterflies are like the bees and gigantic. Did somebody say fireflies? We could have had fireflies if we could have had them in the actual game, but no. And yes, I'm still mad about fireflies.
I kind of like this idea of butterflies.
Yeah,
that
we need more
really
bugs
awesome.
and stuff.
Yeah, it does add ambience for sure.
But no, we can't have fireflies. Fireflies are too good for Minecraft.
But you can with the World Animals add-on he's talking about. I find that interesting. They increased the render distance from 10 to 12. I had no idea of that. I'm sure I've read it somewhere or whatever.
As someone who is a fellow playing on 76 chunks player, come on, we need more chunks. We need to at least, my minimum is 32 chunks. If I can't see 32 chunks in Bedrock Edition, What's the point?
So in Jericho for a long time, we had it set at 16 maximum. I did that for a reason because we've got some players that play on mobile, they can't see past like 6 chunks. And I thought it was a great unfair advantage to the players that can see 72 or something to have it unlimited or
I like
whatever.
my unfair advantage.
We did recently though on this season, season 4, increase it when we switched over to bisect from Apex. We did go ahead and increase it up to 32. I feel it runs better on bisect overall. And so it has been nice to be able to see some of the little bit further, basically double of what we could see before. I love playing on high render distance though and listening to my laptop, which gets even hotter. It literally will burn you if you touch the top of the laptop, but I'll turn it up. I think mine goes, I don't know if it's 76, 72. It's somewhere in the 70s, I know is what it'll allow me to do.
I know that mine struggles with FPS if I get up there, but overheating on Minecraft is hard for me to do unless I'm like streaming and doing other stuff. So I'm pretty good when it comes to that with my computer, but I definitely don't play at 70 chunks all the time because it's just I have a 165 hertz monitor, so I'd rather be getting the 165 FPS. So whatever render distance I can do that at is what I play at.
Isn't it true too, depending on Bedrock or Java, like is one more CPU intensive and one's more GPU intensive?
Java uses a lot of CPU, but also it just sucks because it's Java. So the code language itself
Okay.
is not good. So
Okay.
performance,
Inefficient.
you're not going to be able to run 70 chunks if you have a 4090.
Okay.
Like,
Wow.
so Bedrock's a lot better performance wise.
As far as looking. Now I wonder with the simulation when you start getting into that, how high
I
can you
know
go?
Java, unless you're using shaders, of course, it uses CPU mostly. But the second you turn on shaders, then GPU's like, ugh, I
Yeah,
can
it's
do this, I
struggling,
think.
right? Yeah, that is the weird thing with Bedrock too is we have all these different devices and they make it work for even a cheap Android phone, it still works.
But yet
And it
it
works
still
great.
is great on a crazy computer.
And it's still, yeah, exactly. It looks great on my computer. You have RTX on yours.
Yeah, I do.
So you can make it all
It's
fancy
it
and
is
look nice
fancy,
there
but like
too.
RTX is not as good as Java shaders.
I
I don't know
agree.
what they're doing, why they haven't just made it good, but
But it's nice that a wide dynamic of players
yeah.
can obtain it. I love that about it. Thank you for keeping us up to date with your World Animals add-ons too. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually been looking forward to every week on what your comment is going to be, Kangamar. So we do appreciate you leaving comment. For all the rest of you listeners out there, where you at? Come on. I know you want to talk about Minecraft. What have you been doing this week? Did you run into stuff? Did you have a problem? Did you work on a farm? Just we'd love to hear what you guys are doing in Minecraft. Let us know. On our Discord is the easiest way. You can email us. Contact at
The
the
blockpartymc.com.
yeah, very good, little C.
Oh yeah, look at me go.
Or a phone number. You can even leave us a voicemail, or you can even text us. I'll use a text. Just make sure you let me know who you are, your gamer tag, or however you want to be known on the show. Do you know that number?
1-260-222-7240.
Very
I
good,
have that
little C.
memorized. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself. I barely know my own phone number.
And we are in the US, so just keep that in
If you
mind.
live across the seas, it probably has a fee or something.
Or if you really want your voice on the show or something, you can leave us like an MP3 or something through email. I'll take that. Anything like that. I'd love to get listener voices on the show. I really was hoping that more people would use voicemail, but I don't know. Well, let me know. Let me know in the Discord why you don't do that.
Yeah, maybe it's because they don't like hearing their voices on a super big and epic Minecraft podcast.
But you guys are the awesome ones. We're just here guiding you along.
Well, like, they don't want to hear themselves when they listen to it.
That is a weird concept, isn't it?
I don't like hearing myself. It's weird because, like, if you're outside of any content creation, when you hear yourself, it's not normal. Like on a video or something with friends, that's not normal.
I used to
Listen to
really have
yourself.
that problem. That's totally gone away for me completely.
I don't mind watching my own videos back or watching any of my stuff, but if I'm watching it with other people watching it, I hate it. Like I hate watching one of my friends watch one of my videos while I'm there. That
Really?
it oh it just is like, oh my gosh, I
So
hate this.
it's funny. A lot of times I'll listen back to this show just to see how it sounds and everything. And I forget that that's me talking.
And then you're like, oh, this is a good show.
Exactly. It's like, hey, this is a great show. More people should listen to this. It's just funny how your mind works too. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. It seems like you are. We have some very loyal listeners, and we really appreciate you. Little say what you've been up to in Minecraft, or what do you want to talk about?
I haven't done much. I got diamonds on the hardcore world. I have a diamond chest plate, pickaxe, and like an enchantment table, which is already maxed out enchantment table. That didn't take me long because when I was finding this spot for my house that I have now in those mountain valley area, I killed every cow I saw. I was just going through and killing tons of cows. I haven't had to worry about food or leather. I have an full enchantment table set up and over half a stack of leather still.
Wow. That's something I'm kind of working on my live stream. I mentioned it, I think this last time. Oh, we should get more cows, and then I never did.
Yeah.
But it's definitely important early game when you got to get that enchantment
But
table
I haven't
running.
a full enchantment table, but I haven't enchanted anything because XP is so hard to get if you don't make XP farms. And you don't, like, XP is actually a challenge, and I think it makes the game more fun. It makes it more like a skill based game if you have to work harder to get that.
Now, you remember playing early Legacy Edition on console. And this was probably for everybody. I don't know. We were playing on PlayStation, but instead of it taking 3 XP for the max
It
enchantment,
took
it took
all 30.
all 30 when you had it. Now, I like that. I gave that
I
a
don't
huge
like that
challenge.
because of if you're playing, it takes a lot to just get 3 levels going from 20s to 30. Like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
So if you're not doing auto farms and stuff, then it's like
But I
this is
remember
a
playing
challenge.
that way for a
Yeah.
long time. It was a
And when someone
huge
had
deal.
enchanted gear or an enchanted pickaxe, they were the king. You ruled the Minecraft world if you had a maxed out diamond pickaxe.
There's something to be said about that, making it challenging like that. I think they're doing
If they did
things
something
to
like
bring
that,
challenge back.
it would be more of because right now it's like okay, you get enchanted gear. It's just what you do. It's what everyone does. You have maxed out enchanted, not even maxed out, but every piece of your gear is enchanted. Back in the day, it used to be you had a piece of enchanted gear if you're lucky.
Right. And it was, you had to pick and choose what you're going to do here. You couldn't do everything all at once. I noticed that too, running the server and starting new seasons and seeing different types of players. I still kind of have that old school. I'd rather wait all year to get, you know, to the end or whatever. But so many players they're ready to go that first week, really. They're completely all decked out.
It's so easy to get OP nowadays, though.
Yeah,
And people
absolutely.
need to stop complaining that diamonds are hard to get. That is what annoys me so much with other players.
So that brings me to what I've been doing. The live stream last week, I actually did it on Sunday because of real life gets in the way, which you've been running into that lately yourself. I ended up mining like the whole live stream basically, right? I dug out the mine, got down there, mine. I think I only ended up with like 7 or 8 diamonds that whole time. It was over an hour, I want to say. It took forever. Now,
Yeah?
I don't know why
Did you have an iron pickaxe?
yeah,
It feels
yeah,
when you that's one thing I don't like about the modern update is it is hard to get diamonds before you have diamonds. But
right.
the second you get that diamond pickaxe, it does not feel as
But
bad.
even then, the second round of diamonds or the second vein of diamonds took me a long time. I was going to end the stream and I'm like, okay, I'll end once I hit the next set of diamonds. Well, that went on for another 30 minutes or something.
So you play on bedrock, so you can't really just see chunk borders. But I just always mine on chunk borders now, and I get so many diamonds.
I could do that. I could have an add on, a resource pack, not even a full behavior pack, just a resource pack, and I'd be able to see that, and that might help me. I have done that when I've done like uh, ancient debris mining. I've used that a lot, and it does seem to help. One of the things, too, for a long time, I was just mining one direction without the branches coming off of that main tunnel. now I'm starting to go off that tunnel. It's going to be weird too because I'm not playing in this world other than on live stream. And I don't think they just want to see every week of me mining until I get tons of diamonds. So it's going to be a balancing act. I'm planning on live streaming today and I'm hoping to actually work on my house. I'm trying to change it up. That's probably a good strategy for YouTube for me to change up what I'm
Yeah,
doing on live
probably.
stream. But me as a player, if I just want to play, usually I'd be in that mind for what would be several episodes in a row until I get a bunch of diamonds.
It's weird when you do everything on stream because then you're just gonna have days where you're mining for 10 hours or whatever, and that's just the stream.
Right, exactly.
Whereas, like, if you're doing it more as it's a show, then you're doing some off-camera mining. I don't mean that in the sense of, the memes, but I mean in
Right,
the actual sense of you're just mining for 10 hours off camera
right.
to make it a better show. I personally just do everything on stream as well because I think it makes it when it helps people, especially in hardcore. It's like, okay, you didn't fake this. I can see every block you placed and everywhere you did, so it's obvious that you didn't fake this world or whatever.
And it's almost kind of like keeping a written record of history.
Yeah, it's like that's something weird. Back in the day, okay, back in the day when you were a kid,
Way back in my
if
day.
you wanted to, like, you had video cameras and stuff that were accessible, but like most people, if they wanted to remember a moment, they'd like write it down. But nowadays, like kids my generation, instead of notebook journaling, they will just video journal everything,
Right.
which is cool. I
Yeah.
think because then you can like look back and see it, but it's just a weird concept, and that we see it
But
in
we don't
Minecraft too.
value that as much either. For
Yeah.
instance, right, my grandparents, they loved pictures and had their albums and all that of pictures
But
of
now I have
everybody.
10,000 pictures on my phone, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Most of my memories and stuff is actually on Facebook, right? And it pops up and oh, that's cool. It devalues it a bit though. We hold less value to that. But now in Minecraft, it's kind of cool. I'm going to be able to go back and remember. I wish we actually had some video of our early worlds,
There's a few that I have, but
and it'd
not
be
enough.
pretty cool. I'm thinking that one where we were the goal was to live underground, and we
Yep.
it's the one we
I
put a
wish
huge
I
sorting
wish
system
we
in.
had I remember that world.
Yeah, and there's some good times like that, and they're forever lost. A lot of them are. I think we still have access to a couple, maybe.
I
I'm
don't
not
think we
sure. They
have that
might
one
be
though.
back on PlayStation
Yeah,
3.
we still have the same PlayStation 3, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. That could be cool. I'm just hoping when I am mining in this live stream, I'm not going to run into the deep dark or an ancient city.
Ooh, scary.
Terrifying. I'm not doing that. And I'm not playing on hardcore, so it's not as crazy for me. But I also don't want to die. I have, even though I've died twice in this series, which is just sad, it was just early day stuff. I don't think I'm going to die again, except for falling off a ladder or something stupid like that, right?
Take risks, go to an ancient city
But I'm
because
not
that
taking
would be an
risks.
amazing live stream. You going to an ancient city.
It could be fun and maybe we'll get there. I'm hoping to actually get to those points, right? I can't remember if I ever have fought the dragon by myself without at least you being there. I don't think I have.
That's sad.
And doing because I'm always playing, I was always playing with you. You were
Yeah,
little and you grew up with this, and so I always wanted to include you when we did this. And now we're playing on a server while everybody else is there at the same time.
I've killed the Ender Dragon so many times by
I am
myself in
looking
single
forward to
player. It's so
yeah.
easy.
I'm looking forward to doing that and getting to that point, but I'm also taking it very slow like a sloth and doing those kind of things. Like today I said I'm going to probably work on the house. I'm actually thinking of maybe a copper roof. What do you
Ooh,
think of that?
maybe. I
I think I might use
extended
it.
my house in hardcore.
And I'm going to make the roof instead of just all stairs. I'm
Yeah,
actually going to put like depth to it. I'm going
yeah.
to try to do it myself.
I in my hardcore world, I expanded the starter house, and then I got this idea from the YouTuber Dallas Med 65, I think. And he has this super old, like pocket edition phone days. He started this Let's Play and he still has it.
That's awesome.
And the one of the things he said is his house, he just keeps expanding it. Like so he just has this one house and it's all connected. So I'm kind of going to do that in my hardcore world. I added a little side thing which looks like the original house, but trying to figure out how to make it look connected without it all being the exact same house is weird.
Right.
But it's cool. It'll be
And
a cool thing.
I did spend some time, I mentioned this before, looking at some of the snapshot stuff, and the trial chambers look very promising, I have to say. They look like they're doing a good job with that,
I've
taking their time.
So I haven't looked at it or played it, but have heard someone say that this is the first time they've ever really enjoyed a structure in recent years.
Yeah, and I think for the people that enjoy things like PvP, I think it's going to bring those players back to survival and enjoy that aspect of it. Even though this is PvE, but it's still that same idea. And the fact that you can respawn. I think what I'm hearing is a 30-minute time limit or like reset where the mobs will start spawning again. Almost kind of like a raid type feel kind of thing that they have these cycles that they go through, which we'll get into in the changelogs here in a little bit. But I'm looking forward to that. And that breeze mob is no joke. That thing looks serious.
It doesn't look like it does that much damage, I don't think. At least they didn't say it would in Minecraft Live.
But it has more health points. So it's a little harder to kill. And it moves. I kind of think that it looks somewhat like the Wither. It
Really?
doesn't do
Everyone
nearly as
thinks it
much
looks like
damage.
it's just a blaze
It
retextured.
yeah, it is like a blaze, but the way it moves and it moves away really fast, that reminds me of the bedrock wither anyways. The hard one. The Java one, you guys are just a bunch of wusses, I think.
Yeah, the Java Wither is so easy.
Now, did you already talk about starting your raid on your hardcore world?
I did not. I started a raid accidentally. I forgot I had Bad Omen, and I was going over to the village, not to do anything with villagers. I just wanted to steal the oak logs from their village because I didn't feel like going to the forest. So I went to the village to steal the oak logs from their houses and farms, and then I started a raid. So I ran away, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll go fight it. And I got like half health, maybe a bit less, which was scary because those evoker guys, and they make it so your axe or your shield doesn't work.
Right, yeah, they
So
take
they
an axe
disable
to
it.
your shield.
They disable your shield.
Yeah, that
That's
was crazy.
scary.
I thought you were going to die. I was watching that stream. I thought for sure you were going to die on there. It was a good stream, though. It was fun. Now, I think that sums up my week as far as Minecraft. I can't think anything else I've been doing in Minecraft. I haven't really played Minecraft other than on my live stream. That's pretty much where my Minecraft, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, by the way. Make sure you join me. Join our YouTube, the Block Party, at the Block Party MC, I think is what it is, right? YouTube.com/. How
I
do they
think
do it?
so.
Something like that. Anyways, find our YouTube channel, subscribe, all those good things. As far as real life, I did lots of trucking this week. Did a bunch of driving, which is good because I am a professional
That's
driver.
your job. Good job.
Nothing really exciting there, but I did get a bunch of donuts from the Quick Trip in Wisconsin.
You are gonna be Santa Claus by the time it's Christmas if you keep going to those truck stops.
Dude, I literally think I'm addicted to these donuts. They are so good. So if you live or travel to Wisconsin, make sure you stop at a Quick Trip and get their donuts. They are so yummy. Seriously. Seriously. All right, the other thing I've been doing this week, we mentioned we bought a car last week. Still don't have that car back, by the way. We got it and it actually had an oil leak,
And then they found a bunch of
and then they
other
found something else.
issues.
And the dealer we got it from, we know the guy personally, really cool guy. He wants to take care of us. He's actually fixing up the car on some of these other things they
So
found once they got it up on the
So we
lift.
probably would have had it sooner if it was a normal dealer, but since he's
Yep.
like we're kind of friends with him, he's like, okay, I'm fixing every tiny detail here.
Right. He wants to make sure it's good, which is awesome. That's great that he's done that. But anyways, you know me, Bearded Sloth here. I get obsessed over things. So I've spent my week in YouTube University, is what I call it, learning all there is to know about this new car that we bought. And
It
the engine
annoys
and all
me
this stuff.
how much he hyper fixates on random thing. Like not even random. Like it makes sense in like, but it's just how much he
Well,
obsesses over it. It's like
it's
calm
not even,
down.
it's not really even obsession. It's just
Extreme learn.
extreme learn and I pack it all in once. And then once I learn it though, I have the basics and I remember most of it for a long time, not everything obviously. And somewhere later in life, it'll come in handy for whatever that is. And that's how I am. I'm one thing at a time. I really obsess, is the word you'd use, over it until I learn it. I find that a good way to learn. And I gain a lot of knowledge that way. You don't do that?
I do. That's how, well, the way I learn things, like at least tech stuff, is like when I was learning how to do thumbnails, I would download thumbnail templates and look how it's done, but I have to be more hands on when I learn stuff like that. I have to be doing it
Okay.
because that's how I remember stuff, is I have to be doing it.
Yeah, I'm good at learning from lectures or anything like that.
I can learn.
Everybody's different
So
that
I
way
can
too.
learn that way, and I get the knowledge, like I get the book smart knowledge, but not the like real world knowledge of doing it.
Now that is something I don't like doing something like tearing into something until I've learned the book knowledge on it. If that
Usually,
makes
the
sense.
only reason I'm learning the book knowledge on it is because I tore into something too much.
Yeah, and that's another way of thinking. Everybody's different. Some people just learn by just do it. They don't have to know anything about it and they'll just do something. Yeah, that would drive me nuts. I don't want to make a mistake. I want to know what I'm doing before I start. And
Yeah, I want to know how I'm doing, know what I'm doing before I start.
a lot of times I won't start something because of that
But
fear of not knowing.
so my thing is, a lot of times I'll start stuff because if I have a tiny bit of knowledge, then I'm like, okay, I have like if I have the basic knowledge to do something, I'm fine doing it.
Right. So we did have to buy a car for a reason. So if you're driving in Northeast Indiana, beware of one of our newest drivers here in Northeast Indiana. Right, little C? Right? Right?
This is a public service announcement for anyone driving in the Midwestern region of the United States of America. Please be wary. Little C now has his full driver's license and is able to drive anywhere by himself. This is very scary.
Yay, you got your license. Yay. It is terrifying. You haven't actually drove anywhere by yourself
I
yet.
have not. And this is why I don't trust the government, guys. They let me have a license. Me. That do I need any more evidence of why you shouldn't trust the government? There you go. That's all you need to know.
It's awesome. You're actually a really good driver. You're better than me at that age. You're more responsible. Let's put it that way. You're more responsible of a driver than
I
me.
don't take risks at all in life, so I guess you could call that responsible.
Well, I didn't call it a risk either. I just felt like I could drive at, 98 miles an hour and I wasn't taking a risk. I knew what I was doing. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
do that.
I
Obey the
You
law.
get mad at me when
Obey the
I'm
speed limit.
driving. You'll get mad at me all the time, like, "Oh, you could have went," or like, and like pulled out. Not really in front of someone. I probably could have went. Or he's like, "Oh, why are you driving so slow?" And I'm doing the speed limit, and he's like, "Come on, we got places to be."
There is a risk versus reward kind of thing.
Really, really BS. There's this also thing called the speed limit, and if I get a ticket, then my already super expensive insurance goes up.
Yeah, we did actually. I thought insurance was going to be a lot more than what it is. It's not bad because Holy Bookworm and I pretty much have close to perfect records. Not exactly, but
Especially on your side, the not exactly.
not my side. It's not me.
Oh, it's
I
you.
have no claims with insurance at all. None on driving a car.
Huh.
Now, Holy Bookworm has a claim or
But
two.
from all the stories I've heard from my grandparents, you were the worst driver, the
Oh,
less
dude,
responsible driver.
let's just say I know where the speed limiter is of all the cars I drove as a teenager.
That's terrifying.
It really is. Don't do that. Obey the speed limit, kids. Don't be like BS.
Because then you turn out to be this.
Exactly. All right. That's been fun. Now, you've been live streaming every day for how many days now?
100, and I think today of recording this is like 173.
Okay.
Or not. Wait, yeah. It's over 170.
Wow. That's a lot. But you've decided.
On Monday, I'm doing my last daily live stream because that'll be day 175.
That's kind of sad.
So November 13th, youtube.com/@littlec.
Now, you're still going to live stream, though, right? Just not daily?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know yet.
You don't know.
Right now, no. Like,
Okay.
for the next month,
Are you just
probably
burned
not.
out, you think? Or
Completely, yeah. I think it's burnout, but it's also just now that I can drive, I can get a job and I can like do real life stuff. And I think I've played so many video games and I've done so much live streaming and content and stuff. It's like now I can actually do something and I can it's just different. It's like my new hobby is doing the normal people life because I've never had this normal life and
Look at you,
getting a
little
part-time
C.
job.
Little C got a life.
Not
Next
yet.
movie
I haven't got a life
coming.
yet, but
Little C has a life. Yeah,
it's
we'll
a
see.
pathetic life still, but it's a life now.
No. And it's fun. It's interesting to see that though, because live streaming has been a big part of your drive and your goals
Yeah.
and things like this.
It's weird. So it's weird because I've been thinking about this a lot too recently. But I think it's just burnout. But I think it's the type of burnout that is it's not a complete phase, but it's the type of burnout that lets you see what you actually want in life.
Well, that there is that. You need other outlets out there.
Yeah,
There is
that's
more
for
of a
sure.
world than your office there where you stream. And it's weird because I'm just getting into this world of live
You're
streaming
taking
more.
my place. You're taking
May
my place in streaming. Thank
is
you.
that how the
That is
maybe
so backwards.
maybe it's because the old guys started doing it, so it's not cool anymore. Maybe I ruined it for you.
Yep. Bearded
That's
Sauce
got to be
ruined it
it.
all. I think I've probably streamed for over 300 hours in the past
Wow.
or more, probably more than
Right.
that in the past less than 200
Now,
days.
what kind of watch hours are you getting on that YouTube channel? Just
I
curious.
don't know the
Haven't
numbers.
been paying that
I've
attention.
I've been thinking I've been thinking about quitting for not quitting completely, but just quitting daily streams for a few weeks
Right.
and
You still wanting
yeah,
to do videos and stuff probably,
not
or you're just
completely.
kind of getting away from it?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. That's a lot of people go through that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that at all. You're still going to
I'm
play Minecraft though
A
for
little
fun.
bit.
Right.
Maybe I don't know. I've been burnt out of that too, video
Okay.
games in general.
Yeah.
But I want to get new hobbies too, along with still playing Minecraft, of course. But I started reading a book this week. Not by school choice, not even Holy Bookworm, oh, you should read a book. No, this is 100%. I went to the bookshelf and grabbed a book and started reading it.
And that is not like you, but you do have Holy Bookworm in you. You are half Holy Bookworm, half BS. That's
Yeah,
terrifying now that I said that out loud.
it's 75% bearded sloth and then
Yeah,
25% Holy
somewhat.
Bookworm.
I'm starting to see a lot more personality of you, though, come out from Holy Bookworm side of things, which is a great thing. I
Is
really like
it?
Holy
At
Bookworm.
least I didn't get the short part of Holy Bookworm.
That is true. You're somewhere in the middle, closer to me than her on that, which is a good thing.
I am an average height, so
You are average
anyone
height.
who calls me short C, I am not short C. Thank
You're
you very
just
much.
average.
I am just little C, not short C, just little C.
Now, I'm sure the listeners are wondering, are you still going to be a part of the Block Party, a Minecraft podcast?
Only because Bearded Sauce making me no, I like doing this.
I enjoy this a lot. And maybe
I
you
might
can
do
focus
more.
a little more on this.
That's my thought. Is I'm doing more with the Block Party. Just because I don't do much. And Wire Guy here in the live chat just said short bald C, and those
Accurate.
are two not accurate things.
Very accurate. He got it right on there. By the way, if you're not, join our Discord. You can be part of the live chat as we record this live. Can you believe it? Wire Guy and Annie Mae can believe it. They're in our live chat.
Wow, there's people listening to us right now.
They are. And it's fun to do. We have talked about doing video on this, but all these weird pauses that we have on the live show that they get to hear, we'd have to go in and physically edit those out. Now, since you're not live streaming every day, maybe you can do that. I knew that was
not
coming.
doing that.
Let's move on. Let's get back to Minecraft.
The past week in Minecraft, all info from Minecraft.net.
All right, we have a short one here. Minecraft Bedrock beta/preview 1.20.50.24 came out Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. Additions. You can now launch Minecraft directly into a realm using a link even when the game isn't running.
You couldn't do that before?
No, not on Bedrock.
I thought you could.
So,
okay. I guess it automatically adds it. It just doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I think that's going somewhere with that.
Feature. I thought that I remember doing something just like that on Bedrock.
Yeah,
really?
on
Bedrock.
Okay. I mean, I knew you could do it once you started the game up,
Yeah, maybe the game had to be up.
Right. I knew you could do that, but now it just automatically goes there, which is cool. It's kind of one of those odd things they added there. And they have a couple fixes here. Fixed a bug where armor trims would not render properly.
Shocking. Newish feature being broke.
And where the whole purpose, there is no actual reason for it
It's
other
just a
than
display.
visual.
So when it's not
And it wasn't
displaying,
working right. But
that's
they're
funny.
they're fixing it.
Yeah.
So it's coming in a fix soon. Fixed a crash that would sometimes occur when loading a world with custom items. That's it. That's all they have. So we've talked about some of these things in Snapshot. Notice none of this is in the beta preview, and that was the only beta preview for the week. We did have Minecraft Java Snapshot 23W45A also came out Wednesday, November 8th, 2023. There are known issues with this snapshot. The corridors sometimes end with a dead end, and they are talking about something they're adding here, which is the trial chambers. Aquifers, lush caves, and skulk veins sometimes intersect with the trial chamber. So it's
That's
just
those are
generation
both
stuff.
of those things don't seem like they should be an issue.
Right.
I think the
I
at
agree.
least the skulk veins, I think the structures like strongholds are so much scarier. That's what we had on this season of Jericho. Is inside of the stronghold there was skulk and an ancient city right next to the portal. It was
I
terrifying.
like that generation. I think they
The
should
mixing,
keep it that way.
yeah, because it makes it feel more natural into the world.
But they see it as a known issue, so apparently they're going to fix it. Now, this is a snapshot, so there's still taking feedback. In fact, in the changelogs, there is a link for each of these features that you can leave your feedback on, so make sure you check that out. Let's get to the additions that they are adding in this snapshot. Pretty big deal. Everybody's getting excited about it. Added experimental breeze mob. Added experimental trial spawner block. Added trial chambers copper bulb degradation structure processor list. Added entity models and textures for experimental breeze mob. The breeze is a cunning hostile mob that can spawn via trial spawner in some rooms within the trial chambers. So you notice there's three things have to happen. You have to have the trial chamber there. You have to have the trial spawner. So it's a specific spawner that can cause these to happen.
I thought they were just gonna be from Minecraft Live. I guess they did show it pretty well that it's not just gonna be randomly in the structure, which I think's good that it's only in certain rooms.
Yeah, and I think there is a cooldown, like I said, which I'm guessing they're going to get into on this snapshot here. Let's keep going. The breeze moves primarily by leaping around the target, sometimes jumping quite long distances. This is what I'm talking about. It moves really far. It can jump up. Instead of like floating down like a blaze does or whatever, it jumps up and will
Huh.
grab you and stuff. So it not grab you, but attack you kind of thing.
It just grabs you.
So it is an aggressive adversary. The breeze shoots volatile wind energy in the form of wind charge projectiles at its target.
So what they're saying is the breeze ate too much Taco Bell.
Something like that. Yeah, there is something. Good one, little C. Good one. Wind charges deal a small amount of damage when colliding directly with an entity. So it is a small amount of damage, apparently. After colliding with an entity or a block, wind charge projectiles produce a wind burst, which knocks back entities in the area by several blocks. That's cool. It has like built in knockback, which makes sense, right? That seems logical. Wind bursts also have the effect of activating certain blocks.
That's crazy to me that they can like do levers. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna really, but if it's only in the trial chambers, it's not like it's gonna go mess with your.
Add so much stuff to the structure.
I wonder if we'll be able to capture them and move them and
Probably.
keep them and stuff. So
If
I'll be
people
curious.
can find a way to capture a warden, we can capture this goofball.
I'll figure it out. Trial Spawner is a new variant of monster spawners that ejects rewards upon completion and can have variable levels of challenge in multiplayer. So the more players you
both
have,
of these are interesting things.
the harder it gets.
What does completion mean? Is it gonna be like a raid where
Kind of
there's a
like
mob
that.
list.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think it's something
so
like that.
raids, the way the boss bar is in the raids is awesome to me. I love that. You have this many mobs remaining. It to me, I've played Minecraft for so long, it doesn't feel Minecrafty. But with more modern, yes, 1.14 is a modded update. It feels good with this, and I like that. It adds more of a RPG game feel.
Well, and it sets a goal. I know a lot of people don't play open world games
Yeah.
because there's nobody telling them what the goal is. Some people don't like that. Me personally, I love that open ended, but this does give you at least a side quest or a side
Yep.
mission, right? And that's kind of cool. So, yeah, I like that. I do like that it just ejects the rewards right from it
I
instead of
think
having to go in a chest or
I kind of
whatever.
like the idea of having it in a chest, but it appears. That would be a bit too technical, and there would be a lot of exploitation that could happen with that.
Almost like I'm thinking back on the mini games on
Yep.
console where the chest just refilled.
Yep. Something like that.
That
But
could
like
be
with
cool.
like particles around it, so you knew. I think that could be
I like that they're
interesting.
just laying there though.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. And I do like the fact that you can come back and do it again after a while. And it gets harder with more people. That is an amazing thing.
As someone who mostly plays hardcore single player, yay! It'll be easy for me.
Right. It
But
should
it's a cool idea that they're making features that even on multiplayer, like the Ender Dragon fight in multiplayer, easy. So
right.
this'll make it more fun for more players.
And that is the next line here. The challenge level will increase for each new player a trial spawner notices nearby. So it seems like if another player comes in halfway through, it'll actually start increasing at that point.
Ooh, that's even more. That's really good.
Unlike normal spawners, a trial spawner will spawn a limited number of mobs proportional to its current challenge level. So you can't like make a farm out of this,
Yeah,
right? You can't
I'm
just keep
happy
spawning them
that
like
they're
that.
making it less farmable. I think that's good, and that a lot of technical players, a lot of players like UBS are like, oh, well, we can't automate it. That's the point.
No,
This
I
feature
like
is
it.
meant to be so you don't automate it.
Yeah, I think this is a cool way to do it. Once all mobs are defeated, the trial spawner will eject a set of rewards proportional to the current challenge level. Trial chambers are a new structure in the overworld where players can explore and take on combat challenges during the mid game.
I feel like they could have mentioned that before we got to the other changes, but it's Minecraft.
Yeah, that's okay. I am grabbing a lot of this kind of condensed stuff from their Discord, so this is just how they put it out. The root of it all does come from Minecraft.net, though. The layout of each trial chamber is procedurally generated and can include traps, reward chests, and a variety of combat spaces. Added trial key.
I love this. It doesn't have any functionality yet, but I just like that there's a key item because one, if they don't add functionality, modders can use it. Two, if they add functionality, can we have locked chests and doors like we've always wanted because we've played on SMPs and when your friend steals your diamonds as a joke, it's not funny.
So I'm hoping you can use these for like the copper door
That
they
would be
introduced,
cool.
something like that.
You have to then you have to start keeping a house key on you in
Yeah, there
Minecraft.
you go. I kind of like that. Yeah. And notice the word trial keys do not currently have any
Currently.
functionality.
I
So that's
wonder
a big deal
why.
there. So they probably will have some functionality. They do have their new Discord, by the way, for feedback and everything. So make sure you check that out. The links will be within the link of the changelogs in our description. I did want to mention, though, the spawner here. I wonder if you can disable them like regular spawners, like we do with
I
torches.
don't think you'd be able to. I don't think
Okay.
because looking at what we saw in Minecraft Live, at least I mean, someone who's played in the snapshot could answer that easily. But looking at what they had in Minecraft Live, it seemed very lit up the area. So I don't think it'll be a light level affected spawner.
That'll be very interesting. I haven't played around with the snapshot because I don't really play with Java that often. I'll wait for it. I'm guessing next week they'll have it in the beta preview. This was the first week in a while now that the beta preview didn't match the snapshot for new
Which we
features.
see a lot when they're adding bigger features. They usually add it to Java and then implement it into Bedrock.
And since they're really looking for the feedback, they really
wanna
want
wait.
that and get it right, and then they'll add it. All right, they have some changes here. Monster Spawner now renders their interfaces when looking inside. The data pack version is now 24. The resource pack version is now 21. Increased maximum value of jigsaw structure variable size from 7 to 20. A uniform font has been updated to use Unifont 15.1.04. The only supported texture format is now .png.
I feel like this is big for a lot of pack makers. I use PNG for everything I do because I've always used it and I don't care to learn about JPEG compared to PNG, so I use PNG.
I am curious if this is going to break a lot of stuff. I haven't heard anything on this. I don't really pay attention to Java that close
This
with
is a
these kind of
snapshot
things.
thing too, so people have time to
Right.
prepare.
Yeah, so I'll be curious what the community says about that. If you have an opinion on that, make sure
I
you
feel like
leave
a
it
lot of
in the
people
comments
I feel like a
for
lot
the
of people
show.
use PNG for Minecraft packs.
I would hope so. That's all I've used. Drowned spawners only work in biomes where drowned spawn. Oh, we are moving on to fixes. This is what was wrong, and they're fixing these problems. Functioning clock and compasses and crafting output slot. Text components and commands except malformed JSON. Punching a TNT minecart in creative mode drops the minecart. Compasses, clocks, and recovery compasses work normally within the output slot of the crafter. Side water texture on copper bulbs.
I feel like we shouldn't be putting copper bulbs into water. As
Get
much as I know
electrocuted.
of real life survival skills, I don't think that's a good idea.
Probably not smart, people. Mobs suffocate inside most copper grate block variants. So these copper grates, have you paid any attention to these?
Nope. But
So
actually, I think I've seen a little bit and they look awesome.
yeah, they're like transparent, right? It's almost like I don't know, glass, but with copper outlines on the outside, right? Decoration almost. It's interesting. So I'm curious if it's considered a solid block or if it's like glass or if it's somewhere in between.
It's probably like glass, what's considered a solid block, but not a solid block, and it's confusing.
But they're fixing these problems. So yeah, mobs suffocate inside most copper grate block variants, which mobs don't suffocate in glass.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's what they want it to be like. So that's a good sign there. A few more problems here that they are fixing. Copper doors and trapdoors make generic metal sounds when placing. Light can pass through copper bulbs. Copper bulbs do not call faces correctly. Mobs can spawn on oxidized or waxed copper grates. And of course, many more. Check the description for the full changelogs. All right, we got through those. So that's all there was for the past week in Minecraft.
And now it's time for do.
Listener questions.
Our first question comes from Froggies. What started you into the podcast?
Well, sit back right there, kiddos. Let me tell you a tale. All right, no, I'm not going to make it that long here. We actually had another show early on, didn't we, Little C?
No.
When you were very young.
No, we didn't.
It
No.
was literally the definition of cringe.
I don't know what you're talking about, Peter Sloth.
Yeah.
You must be
you do.
dreaming. You must be dreaming.
Now, I'm not going to say what it was. It's kind of one of those Easter eggs out there in the internets for you to find, but it was videoed with a phone. We used your bedroom and we'd set up like almost like a morning talk show type setup, right? We'd have a chair you'd sit at, chair I'd sit at. We'd have our coffee cups. Nothing was in them. A little table in between. Really did remind me of like Good Morning America.
We could start doing that again.
But it
Oh,
was
boy.
all Minecraft. But we didn't know what we were doing. We did not have the skills we have now or the skills you have now from live streaming and everything. Now, at some point, we ended that. It was not going that well and it was pretty cringy. You were very young at the time.
Yeah.
And at some point, we decided we're going to do another show, audio only. It kind of came after I was home a lot. My truck was broke, things like that. And we actually started with me. I was sitting on the recliner in our living room. You were in your makeshift studio at the time. It was your early setup. I used my phone on Discord with earbuds, and that is episode 1.
Yep.
Right?
And now look at us. Now we just ramble on
And
still, but we have better audio
right,
quality.
I think you were recording using OBS,
Yep.
and we didn't know what we were doing with audio at all. We actually took live calls on Discord on the early show.
So the first show wasn't meant to be a podcast.
No, we didn't
We
know
just
that's what it was going to be. It was just going to be like on Discord. And then we switched it over to a podcast. And it's really interesting to see how it's come. And we're over 2 years now. But our first show on the Block Party, that's how it started. It was literally me on the recliner with earbuds through a phone. You had a very cheap microphone. You were doing it on your computer though and recorded both of us. And we started there and we've had a following ever since, which is really awesome. That's amazing, listeners. You guys have been with us from the very start. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. Since those early shows, I've nerded out quite a bit on audio. I've found a new hobby. I really love doing this. We actually started doing our audio at church, which is amazing. So it set us up that way. By the way, you can go back and listen to these early shows of the Block Party. You got to be a subscriber, $1.99 a month. Find the link in the description. It really helps us out more than anything. Yes, you get to enjoy our cringe and all that. And we do an after hours show occasionally as an extra bonus and a thank you to you guys. And that's where we just talk about anything and everything randomly, not just Minecraft. Get into our personal lives or whatever. We've actually had guests on there and stuff. Really good show. Become a subscriber, $1.99 a month. That is the best way to support us right now. We don't have ads running anymore. So if you want to support us and get something out of it, that's an awesome way to do it. Now, I will tell you the audio is bad on the early ones. That's why they're kind of behind that paywall, because we want you guys to get to know us a little bit and what we're about before you go back and hear the bad audio quality, if that makes sense.
I think the reason you like podcasts is you're a truck driver, so you're listening to podcasts all the time. And we both play a lot of Minecraft, so I think that's why we just started this. Like, well,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that
after the point of the first one, which was supposed to just be like a Q&A with Jericho members and us,
yeah.
and then someone's like, "Hey, we should do it again." That someone would be Bearded Sloth over there, and now
And
look at us.
it's great, and it's a great show. You guys are enjoying it, I hope, anyways. If you're not, let us know that too. Let us know that you are enjoying it. Either way, I like to hear both. Kind of like to know what the listeners are thinking a bit. But now it's become a show, and I learned about how to publish it and how to get it on different platforms. And now we're even on YouTube on with the podcast, which is awesome. Now that was quite a long answer for that question, wasn't it, Little C?
Yeah.
But not as long as it could have been.
Yeah.
All right. Our next question comes from Kangamar. He says, I was watching your live stream, BS, and saw the way you marked the cave with 2 torches on the wall. I do that too. I use it to notify me of danger. If I'm mining forwards and discover water or lava, I seal up the gap and place 2 torches, one above the other, to remind me not to dig that way in the future. Are there any other little messages like this that you leave yourself while playing Minecraft?
I used to do this stuff with torches, but now I just randomly place torches in caves and stuff and light it up. Sometimes I don't even place torches because I play with dynamic light mod a lot and just have it in my hand so it lights it up.
Yeah, and you're playing. Yeah, that's a different way of doing it. I still do the torch thing right on the left and the right way out. All that. Now he's talking about the marking the things. I definitely do that. Sometimes I'll use way more than 2 though. I want to make it very obvious. Or maybe I'm
Yeah,
caving.
sometimes I'll mark stuff out like that, but I don't know. Usually, if it's like lava in a strip mine, I'll just leave one block open or make the floor so it just flows so I can see the lava.
I've done that too. However, to make it so you can see and make it obvious so you don't dig that way again, usually though, when I am what I call branch mining, once I'm done with that, once I get there, I never go back down that branch. I just start a new one over and over and over all the way down the main hallway. And that's how I do that. Sometimes though, I don't probably mark things as much as I used to, I guess. Just like you said, you don't really do that anymore. As far as like interesting things, I'll do it occasionally though, just to kind of remind myself. Now in the overworld, I might use like a nerd pole. I did this actually early on in this series of the live stream where our little hidey hole was at spawn. That way I kind of had a way if I spawned back in, if I died, I kind of know where to get to a safe place right away if it's night or whatever. I won't do that though if I'm playing in a server or multiplayer because I don't want to leave nerd poles and things like that everywhere.
I don't even do that stuff in single player because it annoys me so much if I do that. I mean, I might for a tiny bit, but usually I try to make it at least look like if I'm instead of a nerd pole, I'll just build a tower.
I'm trying to think though to answer his question if there's any other little things that I'll do like that to kind of mark things. Every once in a while I've used signs, I guess.
I use the not really to mark things, but something like a habit that I do all the time is if I have a shield or just need a banner, I always make an American flag banner. And I always, for every base I have, pretty much has an American flag banner, and I usually have one on my shield.
America. Now we like the whole world. We actually have listeners from all over. In fact, I think Kingamar has previously said he's from, I want to say Ireland. Remind me on that, Kingamar, if I'm right or wrong. Actually, Kingamar has another one here, and we kind of combined them this week. Usually we do 2 questions a week, but he put them back to back. So let's keep going with that. He puts, LOL, still watching your stream, BS. Must have been a long one, huh? And you place torches on the left in mine tunnels so you know the right way out. Same here. There must be lots of little habits we all have in Minecraft that we've never told anyone else about.
Again, I used to do this stuff on caves and stuff. Now I just place torches.
Yeah, that's my main thing. I place the torches on the left as I go in somewhere, whether it's caving or branch mining. Then you know the right way out. If they're on your right side, then that's the right way out. Do that. There are little things all the time in the Minecraft culture that I think we pick up from maybe YouTube videos that we watch or watching other people play. And a lot of those things that we pick up, we're probably not even aware that we're almost copying whoever we're watching. It's just become a part of Minecraft. Carrying a water bucket and going across lava, like at the bottom of caves and stuff, especially before. I think that was a bigger deal. It seemed to be a lot of people would cover vast
Cave areas.
cave areas
Yep.
that way. That was pre caves and cliffs, though, I would
Now
say.
the caves are just massive and everyone sees them and they're like, yeah, not doing that today.
Yeah, it is amazing. There is a whole culture in Minecraft, though, how we just know this. We just know these things to do. This is what you do. You start punching a tree, right? Even something as basic as that. We all know that's how
I
you
feel
start.
like people who play Minecraft, no background information, let's say they played other games a lot and just never seen anything about Minecraft, which is very rare, but they join in a Minecraft world, how are they going to know to punch a tree? I guess they have the little tooltips. I guess that's what those little things that go across the screen in the top corner, at least on
Well,
Java, are for.
I mean, you start pushing buttons, right? And if you happen to have a tree next to you or whatever, you'll see a little bit of it breaking.
Yeah.
And now you start playing around. I remember playing all kinds of games back in my day. We had no clue. We didn't have videos to watch you to teach you how to play. You had to learn all this stuff, secret
But like
passages in
complex
Zelda
things,
or
like
whatever.
no one's going to find another portal. No one's going to
I
think to
think
make
that's why
that.
they brought the ruined
Yeah.
portals in to try to teach some of that
Yep.
naturally, which is a cool
Yeah, that
way.
is cool.
But games in general just aren't that. You don't have that. We have the internet now. We have that available. We used to have player guides though back in the day. I don't know if you even know what these things are. We literally had booklets we'd buy from the store on a game and it would walk you
We
through
have Google.
step by step.
We could just look it up.
I know, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this is what we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
I think we have a few in our studio because we share this with CCR Games, ccrgames.com, and there's retro video games all around us. I think we have some of these player guides there. I use those a lot on the games I played, but most of the time I would still try to figure it out myself unless I got to somewhere where I was absolutely stuck. I think if more people did that with Minecraft, that'd make it more enjoyable for them also. Play the game as far as you can, then you can start learning about it via YouTube or wherever. That's kind of taken away from what we do on our YouTube channel on tutorials and stuff, but different ways to do that.
Yeah. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show. The only reason anyone's still listening after all of our rambling. Holy Bookworm's joke of the week.
What do cows read the most?
Cattle logs.
That's a good one. I think Little C's giving me that look again. He doesn't get the joke.
So on the show notes, it said insert cow moo, and he didn't insert a moo. There we go. He mooed.
He was just late to the show. That's all.
Dang it. Come on, Betsy.
Thanks for listening, guys. This has been a great show, Little C. Do you like our new format?
Yeah, I like the new format.
I'm liking the new format. We just go on a rant and stuff. If you want to hear more of us rant,
subscribe for the After Hours show.
We have 16 or 17 After Hours already out there for you. You'll get all of those right away.
Lots of
rambling. And if we get enough subscribers, we'll do more shows. I do say that. We'll do more if we can get some more subscribers. So please, 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 if at all possible, hit that subscribe. And I'm not just talking about a YouTube. That's good too. That one's free, by the way. Subscribe on YouTube. That's free. $1.99 on the podcast. You get those cringy shows, those early ones. I know you guys want to hear it. I know you do. Go do that. And by subscribing, it truly helps us out and is super appreciated. You'll get access to more of us with the After Hours show and our first 49 episodes of The Block Party. Help us get the word out about the Block Party podcast by telling everyone about the show. Visit theblockpartymc.com.
We want to hear from you. We love your comments and questions. You can email us at contact@theblockpartymc.com or leave us a voicemail or text us at 1-260-222-7240.
Thank you for being here. We truly do appreciate it. Make sure to tell everyone about The Block Party, a Minecraft podcast. I'm Bearded Sloth, and now I gotta eat my coffee.
And I'm Little C. Goodbye, everybody.